going to take a little bit of a recovery day, and we're going to focus on flexibility and moving through some stretches, holding some stretches. I have a chair here for some options for tight hamstrings, tight areas of the body that maybe you need a little bit of assistance or stability. So we'll just go ahead and get started. Hands by your sides, feet right underneath your hips. Stand up tall and take a big inhale through your nose as you sweep your hands around, arms up overhead. And then exhale, relax your hands back down. Inhale through your nose, reach up tall. See if you can lengthen through your fingers a little bit more as you relax your shoulders down. Exhale out through your mouth, sweep your fingertips long as they go back down towards your sides. One last inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. And this time we're going to take it into a baby back bend. So your feet are right underneath your hips, your knees are softly bent, and you're going to take a big inhale, sweep your hands up. Press your palms together, relax your shoulders down. Squeeze your backside tight and gently press your hips forward as you lift your heart up towards the sky. You should feel a nice opening through the front of the body. Take your chin to a place that helps your neck relax. Keep those shoulders relaxing down the back. Hips pressing forward, heart lifting up. Good, and then as you exhale, just bring your shoulders right on top of your hips. Take your hands away from each other and relax your hands back down towards your sides. Now press your fingertips down towards your sides so shoulders move away from the ears. Open up across the chest. And then you're going to take your right ear towards your right shoulder. You should feel a good stretch through the opposite side of the neck. Turn your right palm away from your body. Bend your elbow and take that palm on top of your left ear. And without tugging on your head, just let the weight gently relax down. And let gravity do the work as you lengthen through the side of the neck. You might even feel it through the top of the shoulder. Now move your palm to the back of your head. And then look down so your chin goes against your chest, and it's like you're going to be looking underneath your right armpit. Again, your palm is just resting gently, letting gravity do the work. Release your hand away. Turn your chin to the middle of your chest and look up nice and slow. We'll do the other side. So left ear towards the left shoulder. Both shoulders press down away. Turn your left palm away from your body. Bend your elbow and take your left palm onto your right ear. And then just relax everything back down towards the floor. You'll find that one side is tighter than the other. That's totally normal. You want to feel a lengthening throughout all these stretches, but avoid taking it to the point where it could be mistaken for a straining of your muscles or ligaments. Now take that palm to the middle of the back of the head and turn and look underneath your left armpit. So your chin is against your chest or close to it, not forcing anything. Take your hand away, chin to the middle of the chest, look up nice and slow, and then keep looking up so it's like you're lengthening your chin away from your chest. Now if you feel any pinching or discomfort on the back of your neck, don't lift your chin up quite so high. Stay open across your chest and relax your shoulders down. You want to feel an opening through the front of the throat. Slowly look forward. Good. Let's move into our shoulders. Take your right hand forward and then take it across your body. Left hand comes, wraps underneath, and then you take everything over towards the left, keeping your hips and shoulders square towards me, and then relax everything down. Good. You should feel a good stretch in the outside of that shoulder that's crossed. And you can take any movement that feels good here. You can rock one ear to one shoulder and then the other. Just make sure you're relaxing through your jaw, relaxing around the corners of your eyes. Good. And then over to the other side. Left hand in front, across your body, right arm comes under. Good. Take everything over to the right and then relax everything down. So I recommend putting something, maybe some music on that you like to listen to, just to completely enjoy this time. Good. Now open up both hands. You're going to take your palms to face me, slight bend in the elbows, open really wide across the chest. You might even arch your back a little bit. And then think about taking the elbows away from each other before pulling them together in the back. Good, and everything relaxes down away from the ears. Breathe into that really open chest. Inflating like a balloon. And then letting all the air out. Good. Press your palms together. Keep pressing them together as you shoot all 10 fingers forward. Take your chin towards your chest and let your back round a little bit so you'll feel your belly button scoop in and up. And think about widening your shoulder blades away from each other in the back. Reach those fingertips as far forward as you can. Now you're going to release. Inhale, drop your hands down and circle them all the way back up to the top. Encircle your right wrist with your left thumb and forefinger. Reach straight up overhead, bend your knees a little bit, tuck your hips forward slightly, and then take it up and over to the left. Good. Now think about here, aligning your shoulders right over your hips. So there's a vertical line from armpit to hip crease on both sides. Good. And both shoulders are away from the ears. And then think about pressing evenly into both heels as well. That'll help you lengthen through the side. As you inhale, bring your shoulders right into the middle. Turn your right palm to face behind you. And then take your palm towards the back of your neck. So your elbow should be pointing straight up. And then you can take your left palm to rest on top of that bent right elbow. Open up through your armpits and relax everything down. Again, you want to think about your shoulders being stacked over your hips. Soft bend in the knees. You should feel this in the tricep. That's the back of the upper arm. You might even feel it through the shoulder, opening up through the armpit. Good. And then bring your hands in front of you as you inhale and sweep them all the way back up to the top. Now encircle the opposite wrist with the opposite forefinger and thumb. Reach away. Bend the knees slightly, plant the feet on the ground, and then up and over to the right. Nice big side stretch. Relax your shoulders down. Relax any tension through your fingers. You'll find that one side is more flexible than the other. Just find that spot on either side that feels good, like you're lengthening through the body, activating the blood flow. Inhale, release the hands, reach your fingertips up, and then your left palm turns behind you, and the palm goes to the back of the neck, elbows pointing up towards the sky, right palm comes to rest on top, relax everything down. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Paying attention to the sensations that come as the breath goes in to your lungs and then moves out. Inhale, reach your fingertips up. Turn your palms to the front, bend your knees a little bit, and this time as you exhale, we're going to cactus the arms. That means you're going to bend your elbows, reach your heart up and out, and then sweep your hands all the way down towards your sides. Good. Take your feet a little bit wider than your hips and let your toes turn out naturally. Softly bend your knees and take your hands on your hips. Now slightly take your hips behind you and then take both hips over to the right. And then over to the left. Back to the right. Try to press evenly into both feet. And over to the left. Now think about your hip bones. There's a marker on each of them, and you're going to draw a really big circle with those hip bones, and we will start clockwise. So keep that bend in your knees, bring those hips to the front, over to the right, the back, over to the left, all the way to the front. Now pause when you're at the back and switch directions. Good. Remember, it's just the hip bones that are drawing that circle. Get that motion from the hips. Good. Bring it to the back. Now, this would be a good place to be in front of your chair if you need some support. Your feet are staying just where they were. And now you can either place your hands on the chair and just relax your chest down. You could take your forearms onto the chair, or you could take your fingertips towards the floor. What you want to focus on is having a nice bend in your knees, extending your hips up towards the sky, and dropping your chest towards your thighs. Release any tension in your neck. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Relax your shoulders down your back. And breathe. Good. So if you're on the chair here, keep your weight evenly into both feet and walk your hands off of one top corner of the chair and press your hips in the opposite direction. So you get a nice long side stretch. Shoulders down the back. Bring your hips back towards the center and then walk your hands over to the opposite diagonal. And then the diagonal your hands are reaching towards, your hips push on the opposite diagonal. And back to the middle. Bring your chin towards your chest. Bend your knees even more and roll up really nice and slow. Good. And then at the top, we're just going to roll through our shoulders, drawing big circles to the back, shoulders up towards the ears, and then all the way down around. And switch directions, bringing it to the front. Good. Now, bend your elbows, take your feet a little bit wider than the hips, and then you're just going to punch across the diagonal. Let your fingertips be really light. If it feels good here, you could punch to the side or just stay on the diagonal. Good. Get a lot of rotation through your torso. Feel the movement through your spine. One more each direction. Good. Inhale up to the top until you can't take any more air in. And then exhale nice and slow. Release everything. Good. And now you're going to plant your right foot. Take your left toes to the ground, so you're on the ball of that foot, and then draw circles through your ankle in one direction. And go the opposite direction. Set the left foot down, come onto the ball of the right foot, draw circles in one direction, moving through the ankle. And go the opposite way. Good. Plant your right foot down and take a big step forward with your left leg. Try to face all 10 toes the same direction, but depending on your calf flexibility in that back leg, you might or might not be able to. Just make sure your hips and shoulders are square towards me. Tuck your hips forward slightly and lift your heart up towards the sky. Now keep pressing through that right heel and bend into your left knee. So you should feel a nice extension through that right leg. And you should feel a lengthening through the front of the right hip. Now keep your lower half just where it is and see what changes when you squeeze your belly button toward your spine and bring your torso forward so you're in a flat back. You might be able to push your hips back over that right heel a little bit more. Now this is another place you could use that chair for some extra stability. Make sure those hips and shoulders stay square over the front heel. And then gently start to straighten through the left knee, not coming quite to straight. You're going to keep a soft bend, but that'll allow you to push your hips back over the right heel even more and stretch your chest forward. Now think about pressing the back of the right knee towards the back of the room. And think about squeezing your inner thighs towards each other so your hips come into one line. Now gently bend the front knee a little bit more and bring your chest up to the top. Good. Take your hands on that front thigh, step your back foot in, and then your left foot is going to step back. Now look back at your toes, see if all 10 toes can face the same direction or close to it. Press down through your left heel, bend into your right knee, heart shines up, shoulders down, hips tucked forward slightly. Good, just breathe here. Remember that chair can be on either side of you, in front of you, wherever you need it to be. Squeeze that belly button toward the spine. As you press the left heel down and back, you should feel a nice lengthening through that left leg. As you tuck your hips forward, you should feel a nice lengthening through the front of the hip. Squeeze the belly button toward the spine, and then hinge from your hips and come towards a flat back, keeping that bend in the front knee to start. So as your torso comes down, you want to keep your belly button lifting up away from that front thigh. Shoulders down the back. Take your eye gaze about a foot in front of your right toes to relax the back of your neck. And then really slowly straighten that front knee about halfway to straight. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other and then press both hips back over the left heel. Press into the big toe side of each foot. Breathing here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Bend your front knee again. Take your hands onto your front thigh and step it in. Good. Now just pull one heel towards the back of your hip and then the other. Shake it out. wide. Give yourself a hug. Open up. Other arm on top. Give yourself a nice tight hug. One more each direction. Open and close. Open and close. And then inhale, sweep your hands around and up. And as you exhale, make fists and draw circles through your knuckles on the way down. And inhale, open up your fingers wide. Close your eyes. Scan your body from the tip of your scalp down to the tips of your toes. Notice any sensations. And then exhale, relax your hands down nice and slow. Great job, guys.